I'm going up and down each day. My thoughts just keep on spinning like an endless Ferris wheel. When will the chaos fade away? Feeling all alone together, searching for a way to heal. I picture you outside my door, can't wait to throw it open wide, bring you back inside. When can I sing for you once more? I miss the music and the crowd. I wanna live out loud again. My heart's been holding out so long that we will be together once again. Let's fill the silence with a song. Our melody will lift us up then, my friend. It's time to dream again.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us for today's workshop. My name is Vanessa Munoz and I'm the Event and Communications Coordinator at Care Indeed. And I'm pleased to welcome Executive Life Coach, Spiritual Mentor, Qigong and Reiki Master Arda Ozdemir to teach the 5-step power method on how to effectively ward off the triggers and challenges of life to achieve joy, fulfillment, and abundance based on his second book, The Art of Becoming Unstuck, your personalized journey through consciousness in search of ultimate happiness. So again, thank you everyone, welcome, and here's a short clip of Arda. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We are pleased to present Arda Ozdemir for today's workshop on his newest book, The Art of Becoming Unstuck. From his journey of awakening, he developed the Rise to Realize Power Method, a practical 5-step technique to guide you out of suffering and emotional pain toward your higher personal and professional potential. As you go through the steps of this transformative power method, you will learn how to identify, understand, and release your sandbags in order to rise above your destructive habits and to realize your ultimate happiness. We hope you enjoyed today's workshop, and again, welcome Arda Ozdemir.
Thank you. Thank you, Vanessa. And thank you for inviting me back. It's really great to be back at Care Indeed. And thank you for the beautiful introduction again. And I'm very excited to be here. And I like the song, It's Time to Dream Again. So it's we're gonna actually go into deeper and deeper into that today. Again, I'm Arda Ozdemir, the author of Art of Becoming Unstuck, executive life coach over the last 10 years, Reiki and Qigong master, and also founder of Rise to Realize organization. So I provide individual sessions to couples and individuals, and also I offer life skills one-on-one workshops and run mentorship programs. So today, over the next 45 minutes, I'm going to guide you through the same method, the method that helped over 2,000 people become unstuck. So if you're feeling stuck, lost, confused, there is a way out. It's going to be a very interactive workshop. I thank you in advance for your active participation. That's how you are going to learn this method, this profoundly transformative method. And it's time to dream again. You are about to enter a judgment-free zone, a space where there is no judgment. So I like you to open your heart. I like you to open your mind and enjoy the journey. So get comfortable. We're going to start with, why do we feel stuck? Why do we feel stuck? The answer is because of our sandbags. You saw the yellow hot air balloon. Because of the sandbags, we get stuck in life. Let me explain. Life is a hot air balloon ride. We were all told that the happiness lies in the higher altitudes. So what did we do? We started spending our energy, everything we've got, to go up. We achieved things. We accumulated things. We formed families. We formed friendships. We formed things. We bought houses. We bought cars. We went on vacations in search of that happiness in higher altitudes. Then what happened? A gusty wind blew and put us back into the lower vibrations. It just took us back, brought us back into our lower altitudes. Why? Because we couldn't have that resilience, persistence, because we spent all of our energy to go up. We depleted our energy in our tank. So with the empty tank, one little gusty wind, we had to give in to our sandbags. The sandbags that we used for our safety in the beginning, as you can imagine, the hot air balloon and the sandbags around it, it's safety. But we were taken by our safety, by the sandbags. The heavy sandbags took us back because we didn't have any power, any energy left in our tank. So we're going to explore that. If we want to become unstuck, we need to address our sandbags. So you might be asking, what is a sandbag? I know the hot air balloon, but what is a sandbag? Sandbag in life is your repressed emotions, your repressed feelings, your repressed fears. So let me give you an answer. Give me an example. Let me give you an example. So go back to your college years, high school. You are getting through a tough course. You managed to get a B plus. One of the hardest courses in your subject, and the entire class just average C minus, and you managed to get B plus, and you bring that scorecard back home to show your parents proudly how well you did. And your dad looks at it and says, like, hey, what happened? Why this is not A plus? Why? So at that moment, that sinking feeling in your stomach, that pit in your stomach, you felt it so deeply. You were so hurt. But that's your dad. You're not going to talk back. You're not going to say, oh, well, Dad, you're making me feel a little uncomfortable here. No, you couldn't. Not even as adults, we could express ourselves that clearly. So you just buried that. You just stored whatever you felt at that moment, that sinking feeling, that pit in your stomach, that tension in your shoulders, that maybe the contraction you felt at that time when your dad was questioning your grade, your value, your worth, and not recognizing you as a person and making you feel not good enough. You stored that. You stored that in your body. As it goes in movies, let's roll it forward. Years after years, you try to prove yourself that you're good enough. You tried to go up into higher altitudes. Then what happened? You got the promotion. Everything's going great. And something goes wrong in a presentation, in a project. And your boss says, what is going on? Why did you do that? Why why is this missing? Same sinking feeling. Same punch in the stomach, same pit in the stomach, same tension in your shoulder, same contraction in your chest, same anxiety, same anger, same frustration. So nothing changed. That gusty wind blows and you are back down to where you don't want to be. And the whole life goes up and down like that. You try to climb up to higher altitudes. You kind of feel happy from time to time. And then somebody says something. You enter into a situation. You face a difficult person. Boom. You're back down into unhappiness, into feeling stuck, lost, confused. What else can you do to go up and find happiness? So that's what we are going to explore today. And yes, there is a way out. So, how do you know? You might be wondering now, how do you know that you have sandbags? The answer is emotional reactions. Whoever has a sandbag or two has an emotional reaction. They all feel triggered. They're all subject to these gusty winds. So, how many of you has shown emotional reactions? Can you raise your hand if you feel that you have a sandbag? So, in order to make this more interesting, I like you to think about a situation where you felt an emotional reaction, a trigger. And while you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to ask for a volunteer so that we can do some one-on-one and get a little bit more specific as you guys are also as a group participating in this little session. Would anyone be like to be a volunteer? What I'm going to ask you is just like in your emotional reaction. And so from there, we're going to go to the trigger and understand what's going on. And meanwhile, while somebody is deciding to be a volunteer, I like to see your latest, that you remember, your latest emotional reaction. Was it an anger? Was it a frustration? Was it a worry? Was it stress? What was your emotional reaction that you can remember? Just light up the chat box and see what you are aware of, what you're becoming aware of. Vanessa, would you like to read some of the answers that are coming through?
Yes, so we have one response and it says anger.
Very good.
And we have another one, anger, resentment.
Mm-hmm. Anybody who felt frustration?
Frustration, we just got two.
Yes, nice. Do we have anyone raising their hands as volunteers?
See? Oh, we have afraid, and then, yeah, we have 3 people that raised their hands to volunteer.
Okay, would you select one so that we have one volunteer and we'll start?
Yeah, why don't we go with, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Juna? Juna?
Yes.
Juna? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi, Juna.
Hi, Arda. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. So what was your
Mine,
emotion?
mine is I've always been feeling stuck. It's like um, I think I'm more scared, and also I get frustrated and I get so tired of dealing with it that I just give up.
I see. And then when you feel stuck, what's the emotion, the main emotion that you feel? Is it frustration? Is it maybe feeling trapped or feeling worried?
All of that you said.
Okay. Okay.
It's
And
just because I also think a lot. I overthink, and I've learned that about.
mhm. How many of you in the group overthink about things? How many of you feel worried all the time? Thank you. Thank you. You see, Gina, you are not alone. We are all in this together. Yes. So, and I'm going to ask this to you as well as to the group. What was the trigger event? Usually, what is the trigger event, or what kind of things provoke these worries, these emotional reactions? Do you remember any? And please, as a group, start thinking about what triggers you, and it would be great to see some of the examples on the chat box as well. Juno, what is the
Well,
trigger?
what triggers it is the not being able to um, get there.
I see. Get there. Where would you like to go?
The goals.
Perfect. So you are feeling little pressure, little worry that you will not be able to get to your goals.
Yes, and not only that, it's like the things that you have to do first to get there, and you've been thinking about it, you've been dreaming about it. It's just so many things on the way, and it's very tiring, and then you overthink about it. You want
Exactly.
to get there already, but there's just one thing after another that gets on the way.
Exactly. Exactly. So, Jonah, tell me then, what is the trick is from the sandbag's point of view. The trick is that trigger event and your emotional reaction. How many seconds do you think lapse between the trigger event and the emotion? And again, this is also open question for the group. How many seconds do you guys think that there's between the trigger event and your emotional reaction?
For me, it's right away.
Right away.
It's right away because you already know that you're not there yet.
Exactly. Great answer. So, because it's right away, and I tell you scientifically, it's 0.5 milliseconds. Okay. You got the right answer. It's right away. So, in order to, if we are going to release our sandbags in our body that we store, were you able to relate to the example, Jonah?
Yes.
So if we are going to release the sandbags that we stored in our body, we need to slow things down because there is not much time, as you said, right away. Okay, it's right away. We need to slow things down. So I'm gonna show you a way, and to the group, a way to slow things down. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Is everybody ready? So get comfortable on your chair. And the technique to slow things down is called self-observation meditation. It requires only 3 minutes, okay? Only 3 minutes a day, self-observation meditation. This is how it's done. You know, if you could just participate with me and everybody in the group as well. Your hands on top of each other and bring your thumbs on top like that. and then place it on your lap.
Like this?
Yes, yes, I think I don't have the
Place it
speaker.
on your lap.
Yes, it's on your lap, and have your hands on top of each other, and then your thumbs like this. Okay? Can you see?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I should turn it into speaker view so that I can see you. Okay. Juna. So place that on your lap, get comfortable, take a deep breath in. Everybody together, let's support her. Again, this is a no judgment zone. We are in the space of no judgment. When you're exhaling, close your eyes and bring your attention to your thumbs, to that sensation. We're gonna stay there for a couple of minutes. What I like you to do is try to stay focused on your thumbs. And the moment you feel that a thought comes and takes your attention away, observe that thought, acknowledge that thought, notice your attention is taken away, and then come back to your thumbs. And try to stay with that sensation your thumbs create a little longer. Observe the busyness in your mind. Observe the thoughts flying through your mind. And then get hold of your attention and come back to your thumbs, to that sensation again. Relax your mind, observe the thoughts. Beautiful. Do you feel the sensation your thumbs create? Check in again. Keep observing your attention being pulled away by your thoughts. What thought? Observe, come back to your thumbs. Beautiful. So take a deep breath in. When you're exhaling, release your thumbs. Take another deep breath in. Put your palms facing down on your knees. Take another deep breath in. And when you're exhaling, open your eyes. Come back. Come back to our group. Come back to our circle, everybody. Do you know how did it feel?
It felt like I'm checking myself.
Checking yourself. Yes. Were you able to hold your attention a little bit tighter where you were able to bring it to your thumbs?
Yes. There's like a lot of like, there's not a lot of thought that is pulling me away from looking at my thumb, my attention to my thumb. But also there's like almost like force, like trying to take you away from it. And then as you're guiding me to go back to it, as I was listening to you, and then I go back, I remind myself to go back to my thumb.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And can I also ask the group, how did you feel? Did anybody feel calmer? Did anybody feel that they were observing their thoughts? Did anybody notice that your mind was so full of thoughts?
Yes.
Yes, right. So we are lost in our thoughts. That's why the sandbags keep staying buried, stored in our body. Very good, very good. So thank you, Juna. Let's move to the next exercise. Thank you for your help. We need another volunteer, but before we do that, I'm gonna tell you guys how the next step works. So we talked about your example, your possible experience with your parents and how they made you feel not good enough. So you carried that sandbag with you. So anybody criticized you, you felt that you were not good enough, right? So how are we going to see that not good enough? How are we going to go to that sandbag and identify whether we are feeling not recognized, not good enough, not worth, not appreciated? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a thought that that we will be pulling the thread from. So I need another volunteer to be able to do that. I call it internal investigation. Do we have another volunteer, Vanessa?
Let's see if anyone has raised or anyone wants to join in the chats for the volunteer. Let's see. Anybody? If not, I'm happy to participate myself.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I
All
don't
right.
see. Or let's see. Oh, we have Vanessa Valerio.
Okay.
Hi.
Vanessa?
I'll be brave.
Yes, be brave.
I'll open up.
Yes, nothing to worry about. I hope this is not a scary process for anybody. It's just that it's life. And as we talked about, the sandbags are making us all feel stuck. So, Vanessa, tell me, what was your emotion
Right now, or
that you thought, the emotional reaction that you thought about?
oh, I think more so sadness,
Hmm.
sadness,
Hmm. What was the trigger?
not being good enough,
Not being good enough.
not being
Okay.
good enough. Yeah.
Hmm. And can you tell me maybe a situation that you felt that made you not good enough?
Recently, I not recently, but I think owning a company, one of the things that you as a leader you face is like feedback from people, from your team members, and there's of course there's a lot of good feedback, but when you're faced with people saying negative constructive feedback, I go through that, what's wrong, I'm not good enough, and
Yes.
a lot of guilt, because you want to be good enough for them. So
Yeah.
I think that's something that I go through. I'm better at it now, but I still go through it.
Okay. So when you find that repressed fear, repressed emotion, what we do is we go back to the situation. So I'm gonna ask you to get comfortable, put your feet flat on the floor, hands on your knees, facing down. Everybody, please join Vanessa. Get comfortable, feet are flat on the floor, and think about the trigger event. Eyes closed, go back to the trigger event and go back to the emotional reaction that you had. And that not good enough feeling, Vanessa, just try to connect with that. Whenever you wanted to do your best and you feel that you are falling short, and Jonah also mentioned similar things where there are so many goals to achieve, but we are feeling that we are falling short. Again, some of you in the group might relate to this. Let's work on it. Let's work on it together. So, Vanessa, where do you feel when you go back to that event or events that make you feel not good enough? Where do you feel in the body that tension related to that? That maybe contraction related to that in your body? Can you, eyes closed, can you connect with your body and tell me when you spot that that reaction, that emotional charge in your body?
Definitely, it's on my neck and abdominal region.
Beautiful. I love that you said eyes closed. Everybody, keep your eyes closed and listen to Vanessa, as well as connect with your own body and feel that tension in your body. Very, very important. And I call that in the method welcoming stage. We ignore that pain. And Vanessa, what I love about what you said is that definitely, you see, when we take a time, just even a few seconds, think about a trigger, we know how we are reacting in our body. It's very important. Definitely, you said, beautiful. I want you to find the most intense ones. Is it in the neck or in the stomach? Which one is more intense that you can feel now? Connect with it.
Stomach.
Stomach. What's the intensity, 1 to 10? Everybody.
I have a
Vanessa.
6. 6.
Okay. Try to connect with that little bit more. Maybe make it 7. Live it a little bit more. That tension, that feeling of not good enough. Very good. So when we welcome it, when we acknowledge it, when we actually connect with that tension, what we do is to release it. Now, Vanessa, and everybody in the group, whoever is doing the exercise with Vanessa, on your own sandbags, you spotted your sandbag. It's time to release some of that. So, to welcome it even more, I like you to breathe into the stomach, into your stomach, okay, Vanessa? And hold it for 3 seconds. Everybody, please join. Inhale to that tension in your body. Hold it for 3 seconds. And then exhale. When you're exhaling, exhale it out of your feet into the floor. You are basically grounding the charge. Okay? You are releasing some of the sandbags out of your stomach or wherever you feel in your body. Perfect. Take another deep breath in into your stomach. Stay with it. Hold it for 3 seconds. You are welcoming, you're sitting with the tension, with the charge. Exhale it out. Nice, strong exhale out of your feet into the earth. We're going to do this third time because it's called 3x3 breath. We have to do it. So take a deep breath into your stomach, Vanessa. Hold it for 3 seconds. I want you to feel the pressure, feel the tightness in your stomach coming from the not good enough. And then exhale it out of your feet. Focus on your feet, on the bottoms of your feet. Beautiful. Excellent. Stay connected to your feet, eyes closed. Relax your body. Now slowly come back. Slowly come back to the group. Everybody, slowly open your eyes. Join the circle. Excellent. Excellent. Vanessa, tell me, what's the intensity right now in your stomach?
Definitely much better. Like, uh,
Is it
I
3,
feel it's, I feel,
2?
honestly, I feel it's gone. I feel
It's
it's,
gone.
I feel,
Awesome.
yeah,
You
there's a
feel
sense
what?
of release, a sense of release. I mean, it's not as intense when it actually happened. So I've already done the process of releasing before, we spoke today. So there's definitely a lot more of that release
Beautiful.
today.
Beautiful. Actually, I was a little suspicious that you processed that because the 6 is usually on the obviously the number mid range. Usually, when people connect with it, with the trigger and with the charge, they're giving numbers like 8, 9. Did anybody had 8, 9 intensity in their body as a tension? As I love to see some hands if you guys were able to connect with it. So yes, I mean 6, and from 6, because you have processed before and you did the 3 by 3 breath, um, at this point you were able to release a huge sandbag from your body that you've been carrying for a while. How does that sound?
Thank you.
Vanessa,
Yes.
how does that sound?
I mean, thank you for sharing. Yes, definitely. It's a good practice to do this.
Hmm. And what I can suggest is, would you be able to, and everybody, would you be able to respond to a trigger by using 3 by 3 breath? Just make a note of it. Whenever you feel the emotional reaction, find it in the body, welcome it, and exhale it. And we call the exhaling earthing, because you are grounding and releasing it into the earth. Thank you, Vanessa, for participating.
You're welcome. Thank you too.
So, last exercise that I want to run with you is, how do we respond to these triggers? Because if we respond to these triggers the same way that we responded, we're going to keep bringing the sandbag back into our body, because we already released it, right? We welcomed it and we earthed it, right? We just released it. So if you can respond to this trigger event, whatever that is, oh, we are not meeting our goals, or I'm criticized, or my partner made a snarky comment, or the driver cut me off, or my delivery is late, or etc., whatever it is, or my friend didn't call me, I didn't get my text, and oh, my parents criticized me again. Whatever that is, can you drop into the body, do the 3 by 3, and if you don't have time, do one, just inhale and exhale. And when you connect with the ground, can you respond differently? So let's explore that. Maybe not a volunteer for this exercise, but maybe let's use the group energy and come up with something that you can think. Can you do something differently? How are you going to respond differently? So I like to, if you guys want to use the chat box, that you're coming up with something different. Oh, maybe I can tell someone how to express my feelings, or I can do something opposite. Instead of trying to meet all my goals, maybe I just try not to worry about 1 or 2 goals. What are the different ways that you can think about addressing these triggers? Again, if you have a question on this, maybe you want to run through a scenario, I'm happy to run with a volunteer what the answer, a different answer to a trigger might look like.
I think I can share what I've been doing so far.
Mm-hmm.
When I experience like some triggers, unexpected triggers, what I understand and I believe that, we cannot respond to our emotions right at that second. And oftentimes you will get a bad, like it's not going to end well. So for me, like, I make a conscious effort not to really respond at the moment, to step away. And oftentimes what I found healthier ways for me is to just, be alone, walk outside, go in my room, read something. I have a meditation app called Mesmerize, and it helps me just, there's a forgiveness thing there where, to just allowing me to be okay, not to forgive at that particular moment. To be okay with how I'm feeling and not be mean towards myself first.
Yes.
And that helps me a lot, really.
Yes. Vanessa, beautiful. Yes. And also, in addition to all of those, try even do something different in addition to those every time you face a trigger. Because when you think about life, it's always in a perpetual motion. So try to pivot and adjust yourself. In some situations, we might have to put our foot down and set our boundaries. Some other situations, we are required to be more flexible. And sometimes it is saying no when you said yes, and sometimes saying yes when you said no. So I invite everybody to really explore these and observing yourself constantly to see what you can do differently. So I'm gonna summarize what we did today very quickly because interestingly enough, what we did today is the name of our method called power. So first we paused to observe our emotional reactions, to notice them. Then what we did was observe. We observed our thoughts, oh, and then we drop into the body to connect with the physical sensations of the emotional charge. We welcome them. It's the W. And now using 3x3, we earth the energy, we earth the charge. So that's the E. And now the control is in our hands. Now we drop the sandbags. We are feeling the freedom, emotional mastery, and now we can respond, which is the R. So whenever you have an emotional reaction, try to remember the word power. And all you gotta do is remember to pause just the P. The rest will follow very naturally, very naturally. And when you find that last exhale, whether one exhale or not, just inhale and exhale just one briefly. Once you focus on the feet, just respond and try to do something differently every time. So, thank you so much for participating. What I want to say is you just had maybe a small breakthrough today. Maybe it expanded just a little bit your perspective on triggers, on difficult people, on challenging situations. If you like to deepen your journey, deepen your understanding of the power method, highly recommend to get a copy of my new book, The Art of Becoming Unstuck, as you saw in the beginning. So in this book, everything we worked, obviously in the last 40 minutes or so, are detailed there step by step. It has individual assignments and step-by-step guidance that you can follow. And if you like to deepen even more, deepen your understanding and getting hold of your life even more, then I recommend you want to check the book page on my website. Vanessa, if you could share the link, risestorealize.com/unstuck. And then when you go to that site, to that page, there is a $200 value waiting for you. 20% off the next Life Skills workshop, Life Skills 101 workshop, 20% off, plus a free session with one of the certified Rise to Realize mentors. Because I understand this is not easy. So you need some guidance if you choose so to better your life. Because as you walk on this journey, it gets easier, as you could understand. In the beginning, we were all a little bit, and then as you just let go, things start to get more understandable. And keep dropping your sandbags with 3x3 breath and responding differently so that you can go up to higher altitudes and stay there. Connect with that experience, that ultimate happiness that does not yield to gusty winds, to difficult people or challenging situations, so that you can embrace life, embrace fully that whatever life has to offer: joy, fulfillment, love, abundance. And that's what life has to give you, has to offer. Without the sandbags, it's easier to receive, easier to stay in higher altitudes. It's been fun, an interactive workshop. Thank you so much. It's so great to be back at Care Indeed.